I'd like to dedicate these words to uplifting the souls in heaven of those whom we lost in the horrifying attacks over the weekend. May their loved ones be comforted while mourning. May the injured be healed. May the captives return. And may the soldiers come back safely after successful missions. Right at the beginning of the Torah, we're told that a river ran out from the Garden of Eden. And then it became 4 other rivers, and we get the names of each one. The 4th one, we only get the name, Pras. Commentators explain the Euphrates, it's so famous, doesn't need any other description. It's mentioned in connection with Israel, enough said. For the 2nd and the 3rd, we get the name and the land that they run through. For the 1st one, we get the name Pishon and the land it runs through, Chavila, and additional detail. It's curious. We're told there's gold there, and it's good gold. And there's the Even HaShoham there, the onyx stone, and Bedolach, crystal. Why do we need all that detail? Would we have asked if we weren't told the gold that's there, is that good gold? Is it 14 karat? Is it 18 karat? Why do we need to know that? One commentator explains that the first river, Pishon, is the Nile. So maybe that's a clue for a possible answer. Maybe this is an unbelievable example of dramatic foreshadowing from God at the very beginning of the Torah. God's telling us, in 20 generations, Avram's going to be born. The Jewish people are going to begin. But eventually they're going to go down to Egypt as slaves. But eventually I'm going to rescue them. And when they come out, they're going to get slave reparations. They're going to get gold from their masters. Not just any gold, good gold, the gold I told you about right at the beginning of the Torah. And when they get into the wilderness, they're going to appoint the high priest, the Kohen Gadol. He's going to need certain special articles of clothing, including an ephod, an apron. And they're going to have to insert shoham, onyx stones, into that apron. Where are they going to get them from? They're going to get them from Egypt. Because the Even HaShoham, the onyx stone, that's right next to the Nile. I told you that also at the beginning of the Torah. And then I'm going to bring manna down from heaven, that incredible miracle food that tasted like anything they wanted. And it's going to look like, as the Torah later tells us, Bedolach, crystal. So the Jews are going to see it every morning, glistening in the sunlight when they go to collect it. And they're going to say, wow, it's beautiful. It looks just like the crystal that our Egyptian masters used to have. God's telling us right at the beginning of the Torah that he's got a plan for thousands of years into the future, and nothing's going to get in the way of his plan. And sometimes it's easy to see and feel that when things are going well for us. And sometimes it's very, very difficult, like this week, after the Jewish people suffered our worst day since the Holocaust. And it's very tempting to rail or rage at heaven, or be curious and ask, God, how could you let this happen? Why? We can't do that. Now more than ever, we've got to remind ourselves that he's got a plan and we have no idea what it is. Instead of asking how or why, ask, what can I do? What can each of us do for the Jewish people? What can I do to comfort the mourners? What can I do to help the injured? What can I do to try to return the captives? What can I do to lift the spirits, the morale of the soldiers, and help ensure that they're safe on their missions as they return home in one piece after defending the Jewish people? God has reassured us that as part of his plan, the Jewish people, no matter what, will survive. There are times like now when it's going to be painful, but we will prevail. Am Yisroel Chai.